So it's easy to ride that coattail, say this will save us money, but the real test for our study is whether you guys, as a group of employees, will adapt to changing the light. Because you've already said, well, this is the way I like it. And we're going to say, wow, we need to turn off the lights. And I get the, oh, wait a minute, I can't see kind of response. So that's part of the process, because we can do all the energy saving calculations on paper and know exactly what we're going to get. Whether you will accept it and then the administration be willing to pay for something that won't get used is really the key, and that's part of what the study is going to involve. Which brings me to the update for the study. Got great responses from the number of offices that are willing. We're looking for kind of a systems approach. So if you're an individual that was looking for a solution, I'll address that individually with services from my office. So I may be very busy this summer trying to keep up with all the responses that we got. So we're going to look for a larger space with a number of users so we can show a big impact across a group of employees and space. Number two is because we're pairing with a company, the data will probably be published at some point. For their use, we had to take a step back and prepare IRB submission. And so we do have a researcher who's going to work with the company, and we are moving forward on a number of fronts. So that's the update. We had to take a step back, and that's why you haven't heard anything about a site being selected, because we have to make sure we don't ask questions without going through that process. So that's pretty much the extent of what I want to share with you guys. Are there individual questions that I can kind of answer? I'm going to put this in the back of the room so you guys can touch it, look at it, and get an idea of how it works. It comes in single arm version for smaller spaces as well. Yes?
How much does it cost?
About between 130 to 170 depending on the base. That's on state contract. The retail price, no one pays retail, so we won't talk about that. So. Other questions? Okay. Feel free to play with the light. This information here is the principles about workstation ergonomics, but there's a section on lighting which kind of reiterates the information in the PowerPoint. And I did not bring cards. I forgot to bring my business cards. But I think my contact information was on the original email that was sent out for your interest. Please contact me in my office, and I will come out and do individual recommendations for your space, help you adjust your light. And all of our major dealers in town carry, or you can order this product through them. So I can't help you pay for it. That's the only thing I can't do. I can help you set it up and tell you how to get you there, but I can't pay for it. Thanks.
Right. On to the most fun part of the agenda. We're going to talk now about how to build green teams. And you know, we're all, I think everybody here is probably a green team captain or a green team member. And some of you have done amazing jobs of building teams. Some of you are just getting started building teams. And so we thought we would have a little bit of a discussion today about effective way to build teams, and hear from some of our successful teams about what they've done in building their teams. Also, Jason is working with our HR department and Jody Gentry, who's just an amazing facilitator, to put together a training on team building and effective leadership. And that class will be available sometime end of summer, beginning of fall. So look for that if you're interested. And in the meantime, you know, I'd like to open up this really quickly before we invite Kristen and Mike and Joanne up to find out from you what qualities you think of when you think about a successful leader. What are some of the sort of personality characteristics you think of when you think of a successful leader?
Charismatic.
Charismatic? Sometimes. Yeah?
They've got to have empathy and be able to also be in the trenches as well as above, but they've got to get their hands dirty too.
Excellent. Empathy and getting your hands dirty, that's totally it. You have to be the change you want to see in the world, right? So you have to be willing to do it yourself, and you have to be empathetic. You need to meet people where they are and understand that, you know, not everybody is excited about energy efficiency as you are, and that maybe it's the bottom line that they care about, or maybe it's human health and ergonomics that they care about. So you have to find that sweet spot that meets people where they are and brings them to the table. That's great. Other thoughts?
Willingness to admit mistakes.
Willingness to admit mistakes, yeah, that's a huge one. Being humble, right? We all make mistakes, and the answers aren't always the same, right? What the answer is today may not be what the answer is tomorrow. So not only admitting your mistakes, but also revisiting your successes and making sure that they're still your successes, you know, a couple weeks, couple months, couple years down the road, so we don't continue to sit on our laurels and not be willing to make change. That's good. Others? Enthusiasm, yeah, being excited, right? Enthusiasm is contagious. If you're excited about sustainability and about leading the change in your department, you're going to bring others along with you. They're going to want to be a part of that movement. And we're seeing that across the country with the green movement, I think. And so you all are our charismatic, empathetic, and enthusiastic leaders out there. And I hope that this talk today and Jason's class will help you to continue. And with that,